All right, see what we got here at open here in about 1 minute. So this is, I'm just going to trade some micros tonight so we can see what we can get. Oh, we are open. So, so far inside, this is the weekly chart, and I mark the bottom of my weeks with orange, and then my targets in green. Sorry, my alert's going off. Targets in green. So that's on the weekly basis. If we do start retracing up, I'd expect this right here. Maybe up to 16,760. No, wow. No way. Let's do that again. 16,686. Wow. All right, that sounds a lot better. I was like, no way, that's not half. Okay. So yeah, so if they do start bringing us down below this body right here, then I'd be targeting this wick, the length of this wick. So let's go ahead and remove that. Again, this is something I came up with. This is not strat, but if you look on a smaller time frame, you'll probably be able to see your strat entry from here to here. Will let me know whether we're more than likely going to go 2 down, and I'll mark an alert there. I'll see down, create. Okay, so that's your weekly view. Let's go to the daily. Oh, very much inside day if we start coming back up here. But you can look at this as doji there on the previous day. Go ahead and remove that. So, you know, we are popped above it. So, you know what, actually, I'm just going to go along 1 micro. I'm going to set my stop here. And let me add another one. That way it will put me in short if we go below that. So, so I am targeting up to here for this long, 16,518. So we can mark that there as a target. And so if we keep going up, I'm gonna add another one. I feel pretty confident in that. So again, this is paper trading, guys. You know, I can't tell you what to do. I mean, evals are technically paper trade until, you know, you get them funded and money withdrawn into your bank account. So otherwise, they're paper trades. I'm going to set, since I went long 2, I'm going to set another stop right there. At that. That'll take me out of 1, the other one, and get me in short. And then I'm going to set another one right there. So if we drop below that. So that's the daily. Let's look at the 4-hour. Back up inside. I'm very confident risking 2 micros, so it's not going to hurt me on a 50K account. Well, technically it's not a 50K account, it's a $2,500 account. You always need to look at your drawdown on these evals as your actual what you technically have as your account size. Don't look at the account size, because that's just marketing. Trying to determine if I want to move my stop up. It's a nice little gain. Too bad I didn't go 2 minis. I'd have made my night and been done for the night, right? Instead of $65, it'd have been $650. So anyway, nice little gain right there off the open, even if you did do micros. Remember, micros are 1/10 of a mini, so but we are inside this range here. I found this over the weekend. Lux Algo, for anybody that uses TradingView, Lux Algo came out with the strat. I was very surprised to see that. You know, I don't really use indicators. I do like the ICT, the new week opening gap, and then I do like the fair value gaps, and I also like the buy side and sell side liquidity, which I always get them backwards, and I also like the volume imbalances. Anyway, nice little gain off the open for sure. Let's see if we can target this right here. Alright, well, one alert triggered. So let's see if we can target this right here, 16,497. Then I'd look to target the 16,505. So just depends on how much, you know, buyers want to step in here and defend this this level. But this is a 4-hour candle, so keep that in mind. I prefer to trade off of 4-hour candles. There's your 1-hour candle. So classic 2 down, back inside, 2 up. Back inside this range here. This is a huge, again, this is a huge part of my strategy. And Rob did a video on it. It's probably, I didn't really know he did a video on it until later on, but this is just a huge part of my strategy. I love trading inside of a mother bar. Love it. See if I can find it real quick. I believe it's still on Sepia Group. Yes, this right here. Trading inside of mother bar. Let me unmute it so you guys can see it.
Inside of mother bars is tricky as price action starts all over again and can be choppy. On the other hand, every one has its mother bar. Can you please explain what it is?
Let me make it bigger so you guys can see it. Just a great video by him.
And when they should be avoided due to mother bar issues. Please examine that on the chart. Okay, so trying to think of a good mother bar issue, maybe Boeing.
Look when he pulls up Boeing and how low it was.
We know that this has been completely stuck inside of a pandemic month.
See what he talks about? And that whole range is inside that mother bar.
We're good at, understanding that and being able to say, okay, well, I can take this 2 up, 2 down, and if I'm right, and there's an internal triangle, we're going to come down and take this out, which we did, right? So there's people who are good at that. You'll hear me say this all the time too. Strat customizes itself to you, right? Is that your game? Being like, I know I'm stuck in a mother bar, which means I know I can expect reversals, right? I just wait for them, right? Stuff like that. So it wasn't exactly a rev strat. It was a reversal here, and it tried to rev strat here. Now, if that was going to work, maybe you get out of the mother bar. But as soon as that comes right back into this range, you're gone. No way, right? Because now these 3 are in the mother bar of that, right? And so you always want to be. That's why we use the multiple time frame analysis, saying, okay, well, I got this mother bar here. this big boy, and then I've got this one here, right, which you couldn't get out of until down into here. And ideally, why we want to use the multiple time frames is that it's always an if this then that statement, and saying that, okay, well, if this works, what's that going to set up in the future, right? And that's why if you look at SPY, and when we knew about this, the 2-2 reversal on the week. If that works, that's setting up the rev strat moment. So even though it chopped around today and went down and came back up, if you're in from up here, you don't care. You're like, Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care. Unless you can 2-2 that week.
I miss this guy.
I don't care.
I learned so much from him.
Then we're keeping an eye on the jobless number and the potential to pivot machine gun up through here and then back into an old 3. So, we're always looking at the multiple time frames and saying, okay, if it goes up, what potentially happens here? If it goes down, what potentially happens here? Right? If it goes inside, what does that mean? Right? So hopefully that makes sense.
All right, so there's that video by Rob Smith trading inside a mother bar. I didn't really realize I realized I was doing it. I didn't realize that he had done a video of it. And what prompted me to search for it was someone told me that what I was doing wasn't a mother bar. But as you can see from Rob's example, it absolutely is. You don't necessarily have to have a 3 to be a mother bar. Yes, a 3 is a mother bar. It's an outside bar, also known as an engulfing candle. For those of you that studied TA, I did not. But, you know, you don't have to have a 3 in order to be a mother bar. This could be considered a mother bar here until we got back above it. So it's just a huge part of my strategy, and, you know, it helps me stay in a trade a lot of times, because I can say, oh, we're you know, inside this range, and you know, we're not going anywhere until we get outside of it. So a lot of times I'll just play reversals inside of the mother bar range, and you can also call them a range too. It is technically a range, but it's just helped me a lot, you know, being able to trade inside that mother bar. Now, this is the only thing about these evaluations account. You see, I was up 60, now I'm only up 30. So that would go against my drawdown. They would take away $20 from, you know, if you're trading with the firm that has an intraday drawdown. So, but I do have stop set, and even I should have put a just put a sell right there, so it'll take me out if it gets back up there. It'll at least take me out of 1. If I'd have traded minis, I'd have probably just taken my profit and been done for the night. But such is life. I just kind of wanted to ease into it tonight. I do have a headache, so I'm trying to get that to go away. So I didn't want to put on a lot of risk. But again, we're not going anywhere until we get outside of this range anyway. Let's look at ES. I did not. Oh, outside on the hour on ES. Nice. I like the way. So I like the way Lux Algo has done their strat, because they also have the pivot machine guns in here, or some of the pivots in here, and it's really nice. They did a great job on that. That is a free indicator as well. Let's hide some of those ICT new week opening gaps there. Go ahead and set up an order there in case we get outside of this. I might go long, not an ES, but a micro, sorry. But yeah, I'm very impressed with the way Lux Algo has done their strat on TradingView. They did a fantastic job. Again, free indicator by them. So there's your broadening formation. It's just a 4 hour though, so let's remove that and do the. And this just could be a temporary, you know, retracement. Yes, on the daily, so we're inside this mother bar range here. Or you could view this one as well. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah. I think I'm going to do an MES. Not Bitcoin. Where's my MES? Well, let's type it. The thing that worries me, Wait a minute, that's not right. Mitsubishi, good lord. I don't know why I can't find my MES in my watch list, but nonetheless, here it is. So I'm going to do one, and I'm going to put my stop right here. So again, even if I get stopped out, that's not gonna kill me on 1 micro. Let's do another one. That way, if it does reverse, it'll get me in short. And we'll do one right here, bottom of this, strat entry. I would love to see us come back up in here in this area, but I doubt that's going to happen on the weekly. Who knows? Anything can happen. Yeah, see how they have these sort of mini pivot machine? Are they? Is that part of? Yeah, it's part of theirs. Yeah, they did such a great job on it. I'm really impressed by their strat indicator there on TradingView. Those guys have a lot of indicators. I just don't use a lot of indicators. You know, for me and the way, I mean, you know, if you feel comfortable using them, by all means, do whatever you feel comfortable with. But for me, I just like price action. And, you know, it's taken me long enough to learn it that I just prefer it. I've never, actually, when I started trading, I never used indicators except for there was one indicator that I absolutely just ended up falling in love with, and because I went down a huge rabbit hole about indicators and what worked and didn't work, and you know, I mean, I was new to trading, I was just throwing darts. But I used this one right here, COG. It's based on it's based on mean reversion. So how it works is basically when you're in this green area, you're kind of looking to buy. When you're up in the red area, you're kind of looking to short or sell. This is the median line or center of gravity, as they call it. And so yeah, I don't know, ran across it one night and I was like, oh my god, that makes total sense to me. And it was the only indicator that I saw that right from the beginning made sense to me. I was like, I totally know how to read this, you know. So I do still look at it from time to time, but again, I prefer strat. And because I just think, you know, whenever I ran across video by Rob, it just, I don't know, something just clicked for me. And then I saw Sarah Strat Sniper, and I learned an absolute ton from her videos because I felt like she really broke it down and took her time in explaining the strat and just, you know, everything that she teaches. I still recommend her channel to almost everybody I run into that's like, hey, I want to learn to trade. And I'm like, just go to Sarah Strat Sniper's channel and, you know, learn from her. So, kudos to Sarah because she really just made everything click and really delved into the strat. And you know, then I started watching a Strat Soldier on the weekends with his weekend shift. He still does those videos. And then I ran across 8X Trades, and 8X, you know, is a great teacher of the strat as well. So all those people are great teachers of the strat, and I'm very thankful that they're carrying on Rob's legacy. So, and then, you know, I'm trying to help out too. So I just felt like nobody was really streaming Globex and trading Globex, and I understand it in a lot of ways because it's slow at night. But I also felt like that gave me an advantage because I could sit and watch price action and set targets and levels and that sort of thing. And, you know, I mean, I just felt like it really slowed things down and really slowed the pace of things down. You know, and I'm a night owl anyway, so I would get off work. If I was working the evening shift, I'd get off work, I'd come home, you know, I'd watch price action on my phone. You know, if I was laying in bed or something, I'd just watch price action on TradingView on my phone or my iPad or something. And then, you know, I'd try to watch it some during the day too. Just, you know, I don't work a normal shift or a normal schedule. Sometimes I work evening shifts, sometimes I work during the day. So it just kind of depends on what I'm working. And so, but the one constant thing I found was that futures was there because they trade 23 hours a day. So, you know, I could sit and watch price action, right? Like that's something I've always told people is the market's not going anywhere. The market's been here since, you know, early 1900s, and so it's just not going anywhere. It will wait on you to learn it. There's no need in rushing and, you know, that sort of thing. It's not a get rich overnight quick scheme. I mean, some people do quite well, but you know, just take your time. Like there's no need in being in a rush, and you know, just take your time and learn it. Paper trade as much as you can. Even if you do one of these evals and spend $20 or $30 a month, I feel like it'll really give you the practice that you need. And you know, you can learn price action in real time, right? Like some people don't like paper trading because they feel like they don't have any skin in the game. Well, if you want to do one of the cheap evals and spend $20 a month or $30 a month, whatever, you know, it's a pretty inexpensive way to learn and feel like you still have some skin in the game, right? You know, you don't have to go crazy. Just buy one, and trade one micro on it, and just that way you know you're still involved, and you know you're not shelling out a lot of money to be involved. So yeah, I just think it's helped me a lot. I feel like you know, I started trading options when I first started trading. I had no clue what I was doing. Not one iota of what I was doing. I researched hours upon hours on YouTube. Ran across Mike and his whiteboard and started with options there at Tasty Trade, and I still use Tasty Trade. Love those guys over there. I actually met Tom Sosnoff a couple years. I think it was about maybe a year before the pandemic. So I had a great time. I got to tour the studios there at Tasty Trade, and you know, went to Chicago for an event, and just asked them if I could tour the studios, and they let me tour the studios, so it was great. I lost my MES, hit my keyboard. There we go. Oh, that's Bitcoin again. Maybe I should move this so I can tell what they are, right? I just mostly use one watch list. Why do I not have... Okay, we're going to add it now. I don't know why I didn't have it on there. Okay, now it is. Maybe that's why I couldn't find it, because it wasn't on there. Alright, there we go. So yeah, so they let me to their studios, and you know, had a really good time, and that sort of thing. So I don't know if they still do studio tours. Ever since COVID, they might. I don't know if they opened it back up, but you know, you can still watch Tasty Trade live, and they go live every day, all day, pretty much with educational videos. In fact, they're probably live right now. Tom Sosnoff's probably live right now talking about futures and open. So but anyway, that's where we are opening right now. We'll see if we'll get a retrace back up here, or if they decide to start selling us back off. So we are inside this range here on MES. On, let's see where we are on MEQ. This one right here. Kind of a small range for M&Q, but that's where we are at the moment on the daily so far. Yeah, back up about $50, so I'll take it. It should get me out right here on 1 at least. Hopefully we can come up here and hit this target. I am going to swing long here for the next 4 hours, and got my limits in, orders, all that sort of thing. So we'll see if we just get a retrace back up. We had that. I forgot how much I really enjoyed that indicator. Yeah, so we did technically fill that gap that I talked about on a previous video. I didn't know that we would fill it. ICT calls that a volume imbalance, so I didn't know if we would fill that or not, but we did. We filled it. So I remember seeing that gap at the beginning of the week. I was like, nah, they're not gonna fill that, but they did. They certainly did. So we're stuck inside here. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time on stream, but I'll check back in probably here about 9 o'clock, and we'll see what we get for the new 4-hour opening candle. But I am long at the moment. Obviously, stops are in, limits are in, that sort of thing. So certainly not going to hurt me, even if we reverse and it takes my stops out. So, all right, you guys have a good night so far. I'll be back around 9 o'clock.